Cruise drink packages can be a great deal, but only if you know how to use them wisely. In this video, I'm sharing 10 big drink package mistakes that could cost you money, drinks, or even your sanity on your next cruise. Mistake number 1. Not buying your drink package before your cruise. Let's start with the biggest mistake cruisers make: waiting until they're on the ship to buy their drink package. If you wait until embarkation day, you'll probably end up paying 10 to 20% more than if you had purchased it ahead of time. Cruise lines almost always offer discounts when you book your package online before your trip. Plus, if prices go down later, you can usually cancel and rebook at the lower rate. Why pay more when you don't have to? Another big reason to buy early is that drink package prices keep going up. Cruise lines are constantly raising prices, and if you wait too long, you might get stuck paying even more than expected. But when you lock in your package ahead of time, you guarantee yourself the best deal. No surprises! And here's a bonus tip. If you're not sure whether the drink package is worth it, try this trick. Look at a past vacation where you had drinks, whether it was at a resort, on a trip, or even just a weekend out. Add up what you spent per day on coffee, sodas, bottled water, beer, cocktails, and wine. You might be surprised at how quickly it all adds up. A drink package can be a great way to save money and enjoy your cruise stress-free. Mistake number 2. Only ordering off the bar menu. If you're only ordering drinks from the bar menu, you might be missing out on some of the best drinks on the ship. Cruise bars have tons of options, and the menu is just a starting point. Bartenders can often make way more drinks than what's listed. For example, if you love a Miami Vice, a frozen mudslide, or a special margarita, just ask for it. Most bartenders are happy to make custom drinks, but if you don't ask, you might never know what's possible. The same goes for wine. If you don't see your favorite on the menu, check if it's included in your drink package anyway. And don't forget about hidden drink spots. Many ships have places that serve fresh juice, fruit smoothies, and even fancy coffee drinks that are included in your package, but they're not always advertised. Check out the spa cafe or health bar for fresh smoothies, or try a specialty cappuccino or iced latte instead of the basic drip coffee. Pro tip: ask the bartender what's your favorite drink to make. You might end up discovering a new favorite cocktail you've never even heard of. What's your go-to cruise drink? Let me know in the comments. Mistake number 3. Not asking for top-shelf liquor. Did you know that just because you paid for a drink package doesn't mean you'll automatically get the best liquor in your cocktails? Bartenders on cruise ships will often default to house brands unless you specifically ask for a premium one. If you're expecting a top-shelf rum in your piña colada but don't say anything, you might end up with a cheaper version instead. Here's the trick. Know what's included in your package before you sail. Most cruise lines list the available brands on their website, so take a screenshot or print it out. When you order, ask for your favorite liquor by name, whether it's Grey Goose Vodka, Patron Tequila, or Johnny Walker Black. If you don't ask, you might be missing out on the high-quality drinks you're already paying for. And here's something most cruisers don't realize. Some bars keep their premium liquors hidden on upper shelves or in separate areas. That means if you don't speak up, you might never even know what options you have. A simple "what top shelf options do you have" can make all the difference. You paid for it, so make sure you're getting the good stuff. What's your go-to cruise drink? Let me know in the comments. Mistake number 4. Forgetting about the non-alcoholic drinks. When most people think about a drink package, they only focus on cocktails, beer, and wine. But did you know that most drink packages also include tons of non-alcoholic options, and skipping them is a huge mistake? If you're only using your package for alcohol, you're missing out on a lot of extra value. Think about this. Fancy specialty coffees like cappuccinos, lattes, and even frozen coffees are usually included. If you're a coffee lover, that alone can make your drink package worth it. And don't forget fresh squeezed juices, energy drinks, sodas, and even vitamin water, perfect for staying hydrated on those hot sea days. Here's a pro tip. Use your drink package for post-excursion refreshers. Through a long, hot day exploring a port, nothing beats an iced coffee or a fruit smoothie by the pool. Plus, grabbing a couple of bottled waters before heading back to your cabin is a smart move. you'll always have something to drink without paying extra. Your drink package isn't just for alcohol, so get your money's worth. Mistake number 5, not knowing the drink package limits. Just because you have a drink package doesn't mean you can order unlimited everything. Most cruise lines have rules and restrictions, and if you don't know them before you sail, you might end up with some surprising charges on your bill. For example, some cruise lines limit the number of alcoholic drinks you can have per day. Carnival and Princess, for example, have a 15-drink limit on alcohol. You can still get unlimited sodas, coffees, and bottled water, but once you hit that 15-drink mark, you're cut off for the day, even if you're still standing. Other cruise lines, like Royal Caribbean and Celebrity, don't have drink limits, but they do have price caps on each drink. If your package covers drinks up to $12 or $15 and you order something fancier, you'll have to pay the difference out of pocket. Here's the trick. Know your cruise line's drink package rules before you sail. Check the fine print to see if there are price limits, daily drink caps, or any exclusions like energy drinks or fresh juices. That way, you won't get hit with unexpected charges or find yourself stuck without drinks when you need them most. And if you're someone who enjoys premium cocktails or high-end wine, it might be worth upgrading to a premium package. Paying a little extra upfront could save you a lot by the end of the cruise. Have you ever hit a drink limit on a cruise? Let me know in the comments. Mistake number 6, buying a drink package for both guests when one person doesn't drink. Cruise lines have a rule. If one person in the cabin buys a drink package, the other has to buy one too. Sounds fair, right? Well, not always. If one of you doesn't drink alcohol, paying for 2 full drink packages can be a huge waste of money. Here's the good news, there are exceptions. If one person in the cabin doesn't drink, some cruise lines will let them purchase a non-alcoholic package instead. But there's a catch. You usually have to call customer service before the cruise to request it. If you just go online and book the package, you'll automatically be charged for 2, whether you need them or not. If you're in this situation, don't be afraid to ask. Call the cruise line and explain that one guest doesn't drink. In most cases, they'll allow the second person to purchase a soda or premium non-alcoholic package instead of the full alcohol package. This can save you hundreds of dollars over the course of your cruise. Even if you don't have a package, you can still bring a bottle or 2 of wine on most cruises. So if one person just wants the occasional glass, you might not need a package at all. Mistake number 7, not knowing where your drink package works. Just because you have a drink package on the ship doesn't always mean it works everywhere. One of the biggest mistakes cruisers make is assuming their package covers every bar, restaurant, and even private islands, but that's not always the case. For example, if you're sailing with Royal Caribbean, your drink package works at Coco Cay, so you can enjoy cocktails by the pool without extra charges. But if you're on a Carnival cruise, your drink package won't work at Half Moon Cay, so if you want a piña colada on the beach, you'll have to pay out of pocket. Every cruise line has different rules, so it's super important to check before you go. Another thing to watch out for is specialty restaurants and cafes. Some cruise lines exclude bottled water, specialty coffee, or premium drinks in certain venues, even if your package includes them at the bars. So before you order, ask if your drink package applies. It only takes a second and it could save you from an unexpected charge on your bill. Pro tip: if you're stopping at a cruise line's private island, look up whether your package works there before you go. That way, you'll know whether to bring extra cash or stick to the ship for drinks. Mistake number 8, not knowing how drink package gratuities work. Here's a mistake that catches a lot of cruisers off guard: not understanding how gratuities, aka tips, work with drink packages. If you don't know the rules, you might end up tipping twice or getting surprised by extra charges. Here's how it works. When you buy your drink package, most cruise lines automatically add a gratuity, usually 18 to 20%, to the total price. This means your tips are already paid up front, and you don't have to tip every time you order a drink. But a lot of people don't realize this, so they keep adding extra tips with every drink, without even knowing they've already tipped. That said, if you get exceptional service, you can still tip extra, but it's totally up to you. Some cruisers like to give their favorite bartender a few extra dollars throughout the cruise to get stronger pours or faster service. It's not required, but it can be a nice way to say thanks. If you want to double-check whether tips are included, look at your receipt when you order a drink. If you don't see a gratuity line, it means you've already paid it, so you don't need to tip unless you want to. Did you know drink package gratuities were charged up front? Let me know in the comments. Mistake number 9. Not stocking up on water bottles for your cabin. Here's a mistake that so many cruisers make: not grabbing extra water bottles or cans to keep in their cabin. Most people don't think about it until it's late at night, they're super thirsty, and suddenly their only option is the overpriced minibar water that costs $4 to $5 per bottle. Don't let that be you. Most drink packages include bottled or canned water, so take advantage of it. Every time you pass a bar, grab a couple to bring back to your room. Even better, ask your cabin steward to clear out your mini fridge so you can stock up for later. This is especially useful for shore excursions. Why pay extra for water and port when you can bring your own? A lot of cruise lines have switched from plastic bottles to cans or aluminum bottles, but the rule is the same. Grab them when you can. You don't want to wake up in the middle of the night dying of thirst just because you forgot to plan ahead. If you like cold water, bring an insulated water bottle with you. You can fill it up with ice and stay hydrated all day long. Mistake number 10. Buying a drink package when it's not worth it. Drink packages are awesome, but they're not always a good deal. One of the biggest mistakes cruisers make is buying a drink package on every cruise, even when they won't get their money's worth. If your itinerary is packed with port days, you might be off the ship so much that you barely have time to use it. Think about it. If you're on a Mediterranean cruise with long excursions or an Alaska itinerary where you're out exploring all day, will you really be drinking enough to break even on the package? If you're only having a couple of drinks in the evening, you might be better off paying per drink and saving that money for shore excursions or souvenirs. Here's a smart hack: do the math before you buy. Look at the daily cost of the package and compare it to how much you realistically drink. If you only have a few cocktails, a couple of coffees, and some bottled water, you might spend less just paying as you go. And remember, most cruise lines let you bring a bottle or two of wine on board. So if you're a wine drinker, that could be all you need. If you love the convenience of a drink package but aren't sure it's worth it for every cruise, consider choosing an itinerary with more sea days. That's when you'll really get the most bang for your buck.